A nation shocked as the deadliest mass shooting in U.S. history unfolds at a Las Vegas country music festival.
We have an active shooter. We have an active shooter inside the fairgrounds.
Despite the chaos, saving lives became the first priority.
We started running into the casualties, so we made a little triage area and worked with the local people and got ambulances to the area.
Now a country looks for answers, a motive, and a path to recovery.
We will not be tarnished by this one sick, horrible human being.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Janelle Slade.
And I'm Jay Cohn. We begin our coverage tonight live in Las Vegas. That is where CBS's Kenneth Craig is standing by with us to bring us the very latest on Sunday night's horrific mass shooting.
Kenneth, what can you tell us about the scene there in Vegas tonight? How are people doing? We know it's a very, very, very difficult situation right now.
Good evening to you from Las Vegas. We are standing just a few blocks from where this massacre unfolded. Tonight, a good chunk of the Strip is shut down, and investigators are once again asking why. The massacre in Las Vegas happened just as tens of thousands of concertgoers were watching Jason Aldean perform Sunday night. At first, many in the crowd thought the gunshots were fireworks.
We were really confused because we couldn't see any of the smoke.
Authorities identified the gunman as 64-year-old Stephen Paddock, who took aim at concertgoers from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel before taking his own life.
Everyone was just like literally laying on top of each other, trying to get out of the way.
Paddock had been a guest at the hotel since Thursday. Authorities found weapons in his suite, including handguns and rifles.
We have recovered 23 firearms at Mandalay Bay and 19 firearms at his home in Mesquite.
Officials also found several pounds of ammonium nitrate in Paddock's car, a material used to make explosives. What led Paddock to carry out the attack along the popular Las Vegas Strip remains a mystery. Officials are searching through his electronics and looking into his background. Paddock was a retired accountant, but family members say most recently he was a professional gambler who had won large jackpots.
The fact that he had those kind of weapons is...
Back in February, Paddock purchased a shotgun from Utah gun shop owner Chris Michael.
There was no red flags any time along the way. I mean, normal, everyday guy.
Outside Vegas City Hall, residents and politicians lit candles and held signs reading Vegas Strong as a tribute to those who were injured and killed. This is clearly a massive investigation, and there are a number of crime scenes, including two behind me, one inside the hotel and one outside where this concert came to a tragic end. I'm Kenneth Craig reporting live in Las Vegas. Send it back to you.
Kenneth Craig, thank you so very much tonight from Vegas.
Montanans at that concert are sharing their harrowing accounts of the violence that played out all around them.
Q2's Dustin Clayman spoke with a Columbus High School grad who was near the stage when the shooting began. Dustin.
Jay and Janelle, none of those who attended the three-day event will forget what unfolded. Part of that is the good that they saw. You might remember Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He has a story of what his mother told him: when tragedy happens, always look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. In speaking with Chantel McCrory, she took note of when the bullets were flying, people didn't cower, they stepped up.
We were huddled together, and I was actually in shock, and I was shaking, and people who didn't even know me held me, and people held your hand, and people, like, they had no problem jumping over to help. So many people were so strong. That's one thing I could say, is the people there were so strong that they were more focused on the next person and getting where they need to be instead of breaking down or just giving up.
McCrory was uninjured. Another Billings woman we reached out to helped move victims out of the area. And we'll hear more of the bravery shown last night, the helpers who made a difference in the light of tragedy. Jane, you know.
All right, thank you very much, Dustin.
More Montanans flew into Billings tonight from Vegas.
As you might expect, emotional reunions with family at the Logan International Airport here in town. This unfolding around 8 p.m. tonight. We can also tell you Allegiant Air, a Las Vegas-based airline offering flights to and from Montana, now offering free travel for family members of victims of this unspeakable tragedy.
You can contact the airline at communications@allegiantair.com. Allegiant is also allowing travelers who'd like to change their plans this week to do so at no cost.